I sometimes think about the close calls I've had with a couple times with animals where I wasn't really giving them not like just understanding the power they had. Like I had a chimpanzee on a show I did once on my TV show back in the day, and it was a trained chimpanzee, but massive. And I remember after the show, I just said, "Hey, can I hang out with the chimpanzee?" So it came out, and I was just sitting out with him in the parking lot for about half an hour, just me and this chimpanzee, right in front of me, looking right in my eyes. It was playing with the buttons on my shirt, and the trainer was 20 feet away, and I just thought it was the cutest thing. And then a few years later, I read about the chimpanzee ripping that, killing people and how violent they are, and you go, man, that is, I had a macaw at one point, which I actually had to get rid of. Big red parrot, a macaw, and I got it in when it was 13 months old, and this was my biggest disappointment, I'd say, with a pet, because I had gotten this macaw. It's named Rex. He was on the web show for a period of time. I was after you were on that time, but and I really love this thing, and I love animals, and I was so fascinated by it because I was realizing, this is a pet that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, and I was all dedicated to this, and I was really kind of somewhat moved by the fact that I was going to be having this beautiful macaw for the rest of my life, and it would pick my teeth, and it would stick its beak in my mouth, and literally like just kind of put its plate and chew on my ear and all of this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, when it got to be about 13 years old, it just became a real asshole. Like it really, really changed. It had been going from this little baby to I couldn't put my hand in the cage without it really biting hard. And I almost took my finger off. I had to go in the cage to clean the cage, and I couldn't pick it up anymore. And I actually had to find it a new home.
Do you think it just didn't like being in a cage?
I'm sure it didn't. I wouldn't like it myself,
Yeah.
And that feels bad too. That's the thing I don't really like about having.
You're a prison warden.
Yeah, exactly. I started to feel really bad, so I took it back to the bird place where I'd gotten it, and they said to me, "Oh yeah, we don't." It's been 13 years later, I've been spending $75 a month on walnuts for 13 years. Okay, these eat a lot of walnuts, and then they say, "Oh yeah, we don't sell macaws anymore because when they get to be 13, they change and they become really, really mean." I'm like, "Well, you could have told me that 13 years ago." But so I
So it's like there's an internal clock.
Yeah,
it's like a puberty
They
thing?
hit like a puberty thing, yeah. And so I feel bad, but I got her a better home.
That's why it's scary to be in front of a chimp.
Yeah,
because the chimp.
Exactly.
They could just decide.
I
just want to fuck this guy up.
I have these moments where I think about the time when that macaw would have its beak in my mouth, just
your lips.
months before it could have ripped my face apart.